So I'm going to show you real quick how to simply wash a car. It's quick and easy. So I usually start with the wheels. The whole goal is to keep the car, to dry the car as fast as possible. So don't wet the car until you're ready to start washing. I just mix some soapy water in a spray bottle, so you can use any kind of spray bottle. And I just spray inside the fenders in the wheel well. Spray in there a little bit, a lot of dirt. And you can just spray the wheel. You can even just, if the wheels aren't bad, you could even use water. But here's my brushes, wet them, and just simply scrub. Pretty easy. And the more often you do this, the easier it all comes off. So keep up with it and it just becomes super simple. Nothing has time to really bed itself on the wheel or, you know, attach itself to the wheel. And it will become pretty natural. And that is actually carpet like material. Spray a little more inside the wheel. Use this to get the plastic and get inside the wheel a little bit. I bent the spoke brush a little bit so I can get behind the spokes. You can do the same if you want. That's pretty much it. And you rinse it off real good. Get inside that carpeted fender. Pull the dirt off of that. The wheel's done. And then I'm just going to skip to the paint. So when you're doing the paint, I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of dirt on the paint. So you want to spray that off. Spray the loose dirt, sand grains off. Otherwise, you're just going to be scrubbing that into the paint, which that's what will scratch. And that's what car washes do. Pushes that into the paint, and that's what the scratches. That's what causes scratches on the car washes. Behind the tires, in the back of the car, is the worst, where the rain and the tires pick up the rain and dirty water and sand. And I'm going to show you how much soap to use. About, if you were going to use the caps, probably like 4 to 6 capfuls. What you want is it to be sudsy enough to where it's going to be sliding on the paint. And you don't need to fill the bucket up with water. The bubbles will come to the top, but there's probably only like 1/3 full of water. That's all you need. You don't want to dilute the soap too much. And scrub away. The glass you can scrub hard, but the paint don't scrub too hard. And I usually lift the wipers up. I'm doing this one-handed, so get under the wipers. Backside. Everything has a backside and underneath side, so just follow the shape of the car. Otherwise you'll miss lots of spots. Do the hood. And I usually do one section at a time, so like I'm standing at the passenger front side of the car, and I'll just do this fender. I do this side of the windshield and this fender, and then I'll rinse because you don't want the soap to dry on the car. And keep dipping the mitt back in the soap. This is really hard to do and hold the camera at the same time. But any creases, get in the creases real good. So, I'm gonna rinse. And you want to get a routine down. So I always start with the front because that's where the bugs are. And then you can come back around after you're done with the whole car, and the bugs will be softened up a little bit if you missed any, and you can come back and get those one last time. And so you want to get a routine and start in the same spot of a car when you wash your car, and that way you won't miss any spots. I watch people who aren't real familiar with washing cars or don't do it often. They'll skip around different sections of the car, and then they miss spots, and then they're just circling the car, and it makes it a lot harder, and you're gonna miss spots for sure. So just go around the car and just do one section at a time and get used to doing it the same way every time. So do the front. Driver's side now, hood. Flip the mitt around. Inside of the mirror, bottom of the mirror, front of the mirror. Okay. And if you're washing the car in the sun like this, keep re-wetting the areas you've already washed. You want to keep it wet until you can completely dry the whole car. Otherwise it might start to spot up on you. So what I do is I wash it, and as soon as I'm done washing all the soap off and I'm done, I pull it inside the shop. So if you have a carport or somewhere to wash the car not directly in the sun, that would be the best idea. So side. I'm going to wet the rest of the car now. You cannot hurt the car with spraying water. As hard as you spray it, it's not going to do anything. Actually, you want to knock as much of the dirt off as you can. See all that dirt? All that off. Okay, so after you wash the car and you get all the soap off, it's pretty wet. Take the nozzle off your hose to where it's just running out. And this only works on a car that has wax on it. So run it over, and when it sheets off, there's less water on the car, especially the glass. There's less water to dry. That's why you're doing that. So when all the water sheets off, there's less water. See? Watch this back window. Run the water off. So that gives you an idea of what I mean by that. Trunk. do that with the entire car, and then it makes it a little easier to dry. So drying the car, I pulled it inside so the sun's not hitting it anymore. And chamois only work when they're wet, so you got to wring it out like this, to where it's just damp, and that's when it actually absorbs water. So I usually do the glass first. It's a lot harder to get water spots off of glass than it is paint. So, and then you just dry the car, and you just lightly slide it over the car to get all the water off. You just go around the entire car doing that. And I'll usually do the side where the sun was hitting first, because it's going to be hot. And I'll do the door jambs with this. The one thing with door jambs, you want to be careful there's no grease in the hinges, because once grease gets on this, then you're going to smear grease everywhere. So that's pretty much it. And every so often, you want to just wring it out. And then when you're done getting it off the paint, just do a quick dry on the wheels, because they can spot up as well.